30 days of ham radio, the last and final day, day 30 is today. I had a lot of fun doing this. I must say, I'm tired. I'm looking forward to taking a few days off. Not too long. I'm not going to take too long off, but I'm looking forward to not having to get a edited video back from the editor, review it, upload it, put all the stuff in it, and make sure it's ready to go the next day, every day for 30. I've been doing that every day for 30 days, so I'm looking forward to not doing that as much. Those of you who are YouTube channel members, you got to enjoy most of the videos early. I would upload the video and share them with YouTube channel members early. And the first week or so, I was sharing them with Patreon members too, but it got to be where it was just too tedious to do both. I mean, with YouTube channel members, you upload it to YouTube anyway. You just click share to channel members the day before, and then the day that the video goes live, you just change it to go live and set it to premiere. With Patreon, you have to upload it to Patreon, do everything a second time that you've already done on YouTube, and it got to be a little bit too tedious for an everyday thing. So I do apologize to those of you on Patreon. I have not forgotten you, and we will continue starting after this series is over. We'll get back to sharing everything early with you guys too. But that's why that was that. So, going through some of the videos, I'm going to share with you guys some of the things I've learned over the last 30 days, some of the ideas that I have for my next videos, and where we're going to go from here. Now, a couple of you have asked if I plan to do this again, and the answer is no, not exactly. However, I have, not the 30 days of ham radio, I'm not going to do this again, but I have ideas for similar series to this one to do similar ideas and similar setups. So we're not going to do 30 days of ham radio again, doing a different day each day for ham radio, but I do have a couple of other series I'm working on. So probably nothing this year. We're getting in October and November, which will be Black Friday. October, there's Amazon Big Deals Day. Use my Amazon links. I'll share those in the description below. They do help to support the channel, and a lot of the equipment that I used during the series was from Amazon. I'll try to share that with you as well. But Amazon links in the description below. They'll be doing a Big Deals Day next month, and we'll be doing a live stream for that. And then, of course, November's Black Friday and Thanksgiving, and December is Christmas, the holidays, New Year's Eve, happy hour live stream, that kind of stuff. So we're going to have a busy next 3 months, and then sometime next year, I'm thinking about doing another series like this, but still putting the details together on that. Don't have everything hammered out yet, and I got a couple ideas. I haven't really decided which one to do, so we're going to let you guys know as soon as we have that. At the beginning of the series, I said that I was going to donate $100 for every video that hit 10,000 views during this series. Now, I'm going to let that go for a few days. We're not going to end that today, and if something hits 10,000 views tomorrow, it doesn't count. We're going to let that go for a few days, probably up until the live stream that we're going to do next Sunday. So you guys be sure to set aside time in your calendar on Sunday, October 5th at 7 p.m. Central Time, which is 23:59 UTC. And we're going to do a live stream. Steve Goodgain's going to come on, and we're going to do a charity live stream for ARRL Teachers Institute, which was what this whole effort was, part of what this whole effort was for. So we started out day one and did a POTA video, and those are usually pretty popular. In my opinion, Parks on the Air is the greatest thing to happen in ham radio in the last 5 to 10 years, because it has reinvigorated HF radio, especially for those of you who live in an HOA, can't put up an antenna at home. When you go set up at a park and start calling CQ Parks on the Air, you become the DX. In other words, it's like you travel to another country and start calling CQ DX, and everybody joins into a pileup and wants to work you. That's how it is with Parks on the Air. So it's a great program, and if you've never done it, I highly recommend trying it. Day 2 was my All-Star video. Now, All-Star, I've been running an All-Star server in the hub for the last year and a half or so, in the cloud, and All-Star hub in the cloud, I should say, an All-Star server hub in a cloud, on a cloud server for the last year and a half or so. You can connect by going to 43136. You can connect via Echolink also. We set up a DV Switch connection, so you can connect from DV Switch on your phone. I can set up a custom connection for you if you don't have one already. So we did All-Star there. So All-Star is a thing that we've done several times throughout the series also, even after day 2. Day 3 was the first video to actually hit 10,000 views. And at the time of this recording, it's just over 17,000 views. That is my 146.52 FM simplex video. And I issued a challenge to you guys at the beginning of that video.
I take road trips a lot, and generally speaking, I don't hear much activity on FM simplex. So here's the challenge, okay? Here's the request. Use 146.52 from your vehicle when you are on a road trip. Realistically, do it every day. I mean, have a base station set up at the house, turn on 146.52, have a tall antenna up, as high up as you can get it is best. If you live in an HOA, put it in your attic, or get a Ned Fong J-pole antenna that goes inside of a PVC pipe and doesn't look like an antenna. You can hang it on the outside and say, oh, that's part of the plumbing. I don't know. There's ways around it. Turn on 146.52, the FM simplex calling frequency on the 2-meter band, and monitor that and throw your call sign out every now and then when on road trips.
Day 4 and 5 was U.S. Islands on the Air QSO party. That was a fun event that I'd never done before. And day 6 was operating FT8 from Parks on the Air. Both of those videos were kind of, I had fun doing all the videos. I'd done FT8 from a park many times. I've never done U.S. Islands on the Air or their QSO party. So both of those videos were not as popular as I was hoping they would be, but I do appreciate the comments that I got from you guys on those. The next video was APRS. This was a 41-minute video that I did with Jason, KM4ACK. We talked about APRS, we talked about its beginning, we talked about how it works, we talked about all the different things you can do with it. We did some messaging. He's in Tennessee, I was in Galveston, Texas at the time. We sent an APRS message back and forth between each other while we were on a live stream together on Zoom, and it was a fun project to work on. Been doing a lot of APRS since that video. Received tons of messages from you guys on APRS. My APRS station is still monitoring right now. Something I confirmed. I kind of thought I knew this and I wasn't sure, and this might depend on radio also, but you can turn on your APRS radio. Currently I'm running the Yaesu FTM 500. You can turn on your APRS radio, set it all up, turn beaconing off, so it's not beaconing and showing the position where you are, but it will still receive APRS messages as long as the power is on. So that's what I've been doing during this entire series. I've been monitoring APRS messages, not beaconing, not sharing my position report, but monitoring APRS messages and replying to most of the ones that I can. Also been sending a lot of CQ messages, and that's been fun. We're going to do more with APRS in the future. 6.52 simplex and APRS were the first two videos to ever hit 10K, like I said a minute ago, so that tells me that you guys are interested in those. We're going to make more videos about those as one-offs in the future. The next videos we did was lighthouses on the air, beaches on the air, and HF ham radio on a road trip where we were driving to and from certain places. And then the next day I visited a ham fest in Mena, Arkansas at Queen Wilhelmina, however you say that, State Park, which was a fantastic state park. It was a great state park. I'm kind of surprised that one is not a more popular ham fest. Had a lot of fun with ham radio on the road, HF ham radio at the ham fest, meeting people at the ham fest. That was a cool thing to do. And then the next one, which is about 9,500 views at the time of this recording, was my How I Built the Coolest Truck Setup Ever. Now, I have done several videos about my F-250, about my mobile ham radio setup in the past, and most of the time they get a lot of attention. I get some really good comments on there, and after a few months, people start asking, when are you going to do an update, or how come you haven't done a truck video, and because they missed it or whatever. So I wanted to do a setup on the truck video during this series, but that's at 9,500 views. It needs only about 500 more views to hit 10K, guys. So go out there and check that out. I will share links to everything in the description below. The next day was 2-meter repeaters, currently at 9,400 views, just over that. 2-meter repeaters are a popular thing. I think that we as ham radio operators need to get back on 2-meter repeaters and start using our repeaters a little bit more often than we have been, and I challenge you to do that over the course of the next several months. Get on your 2-meter repeater, whatever it is, the closest one to you, throw out your call sign, start a conversation, get that repeater up and running, and let's get some good repeater work on ham radio repeaters. The next one we did was Route 66 on the air. That was a fun event, and those special events like that can always be fun. And then we're back to 2-meter sideband. 2-meter sideband was the next video, and that's something that I have done in the past, but it's been a long, long time. In fact, doing that 2-meter sideband video really kind of piqued my interest. I have done some sideband work 2 or 3 times since that video, including taking this setup to the Texas QSO party. At the time of this recording, when I'm recording this video, and going to share it with you, a few days from now is the Belton Ham Fest, and I'm probably going to take this similar setup to Belton and set up a 2-meter station in the parking lot at the Belton Ham Fest. So far the weather looks good. I love going to the Belton Ham Fest if the weather is nice And right now it's looking like it's going to be clear and sunny. It might be kind of hot during the day, but just so be it. You know, evening time's good, morning time's good. And the Ham Fest itself is on Saturday, but Friday is a all-day Swap Fest. In fact, people will start getting there on Thursday. It'll be Swap Fest all day on Friday, starting right when the sun comes up. People gathering in the parking lot and just kind of having a fun time, just talking to one another, doing eyeball QSOs and whatnot. But I don't know if I'm going to take the Yagi, but I'm at least going to take this carbon fiber mast setup from Gigaparts, and I'm going to set up a vertical antenna. And I might take the Yagi. I don't know. I kind of don't think that I'll see much sideband activity in Belton, but there will definitely be some simplex in the area, and if I can get a vertical antenna on this and set it up high, real high, and tie this to the back of my RV camper and push this thing almost all the way up to 50 feet, be able to get a really good range on it, so I'm looking forward to trying that. But 2 meter sideband was one of the most fun things, one of my favorite things that I've done during this series, and I'm looking forward to trying some more. The next video we did was the 9/11 special event station, which was a really short 5 or 6 minute video. Didn't get a lot of views, didn't get a lot of watch time. But if you ever have the opportunity to work the 9/11 special event, I highly recommend doing it. Get that in your logbook. It is a fun event to kind of search. But there's only one guy calling, only one station, only one call sign to work. So it's kind of a quick thing to do. The next one was the Overland Show. We went up to Overland America in Jay, Oklahoma, and had a lot of fun there. And as I said to you during that event, during that video, I said this. Guys who go to More Expo with me, the group of us who go to More Expo, talking to you guys, or any of you who might go to More Expo, what do you think about making this an annual thing as well? Because it's actually, I was thinking when I first signed up, when I first found this event, I'm like, oh, it's in Oklahoma, it's close. It's actually only about an hour closer to me than More Expo is. More Expo is about a 6-hour drive. This one was like a 5-hour drive. So not the closeness factor is not really there. But 5 hours is not bad. You live in Texas. Anything less than about 8 hours is a close drive. So what do you guys think about maybe making this an annual event? After that was the VHF contest station. That was cool. That was something I had never seen before. VHF contest station kind of goes in with the whole 2 meter sideband thing, kind of works in with the satellite thing that we did later on in the series. VHF contest station, that was our third video to reach 10,000 views. It's just over 13,000 views at the time of this recording. Had a lot of fun. Special shout out to Ryan once again. Thank you for the invite down there. And I might have our opportunity to go down there again in the future for future VHF, UHF contests, 222 and up contests, EME, Earth Moon Earth contest. We'll see what happens with that. The next day was WinLink. WinLink only got about 3,500 views at the time of this recording. I thought WinLink would be more popular because WinLink actually is more popular in the world of ham radio. I looked it up. I talked about Belton a minute ago. There is a WinLink gateway, a packet WinLink gateway, right there, either in Belton or in Troy, right next to where the Hamfest is going to be this coming weekend. So guess what? We're going to be checking and sending WinLink emails during that event. And I've got a brand new WinLink/APRS station in a bag that I have set up, and I'll be talking about that in a future video. But send me a WinLink email, kc5hwb@winlink.org. Really enjoying WinLink. Try not to do it over Telnet. Look for something near you. Do it over HF. Do it over Vara FM. Do it over WODE, Packet WinLink, or just however you want to. And send me some WinLink emails. That's a fun thing to do. The next day was AX25 chat rooms done inside of DigiPi, and I got Craig to come in there and talk to us about his DigiPi, the designer of DigiPi. He came in there and talked to us about how to set up AX25 chat rooms. I wasn't able to do that on my side this time, but we're going to get Craig onto a live stream. I do a Sunday night live stream every week. I let Frank have my time slot during this month while I was doing this series, but I'm looking forward to getting back into the live streaming. 23:59 UTC every Sunday. We live stream for an hour and a half or so, something like that, talk about different topics inside of amateur radio. I'm going to get Craig to come on. I'm going to get my 705. I'm going to get a DigiPi set up on my side. We're going to put it together. We're going to put up an antenna. We're going to see if anyone in this area has AX25 chat rooms set up. So if you're in the North Texas area and you want to participate, go out and get DigiPi. Watch that video, Building Amazing Chat Rooms with DigiPi and AX25 Fast. That's the title of it. Watch that video, and we're going to do more with that in the future as well. Next was ham radio prep, studying for my extra test. That was fun. Thank you to those comments I got on that. A lot of you came by and said that you had used ham radio prep. And then we did 220 repeaters. Not quite as popular as the 2 meter repeaters, but if you have 220 repeaters in your area, I highly recommend trying to use them. The next was working
microwave antennas from your backyard with Dick, WA6MDI. He showed us his microwave setup. We did some 10 gigahertz QSOs, did a 10 gigahertz QSO with him. Showed us his setup for VHF, UHF, 222, 902, 432, 144, and 1.2 gigahertz. That was fun also. This has been a kind of a theme in the series. VHF and UHF and sideband on those bands was more popular. I wasn't really planning on making such a theme about it out of this series, but between the single sideband video that I did for 2 meters and this microwave video and the VHF contest station, this has been a very popular topic inside of the series. That video with the microwave in the backyard only got about 4,000 views. So we're 6,000 views away from it hitting 10K, but it still got a lot of really good comments, and a lot of people were like, man, that's a really cool thing. I wish you'd do more of that. But then we did 2 meter sideband at the Texas QSO party. I talked about that a minute ago. And then I talked about the ARRL's new bill for HOAs, HR 1094 and S4, whatever it is. That one's at 5,300 views right now. Go out and watch that. Check out the links in the description of that video. Go sign the letters to send to your congressmen and your senators about removing antenna restrictions for hams inside of HOAs. Again, like I said in that video, there are already stipulations and exemptions in place for people who want to put flagpoles up, towers up for the purposes of TV and satellite internet or just broadband internet. Those exemptions exist in place for HOA, so the HOA can't come to you and say, no, we realize that you don't have internet. We don't have internet in this neighborhood, but you can't put an antenna on your house to get internet. Sorry, you can't do that. So an HOA can't tell you that. This is a very high-level overview. There's a lot more to it than that, okay? But for whatever reason, amateur radio operators have never been allowed that same privilege. So this bill will, if passed, will restrict HOAs from disallowing ham radio operators to put up an antenna or a tower within a certain height restriction, of course, on their own property that they own. HOAs don't have any right to tell you what you can and can't do on your own property. End of story. So the less power we can give HOAs, the more power we can take away from HOAs, the more power we can give back to the homeowner themselves who actually pay for the property, the better, in my opinion. After that, we did WinLink Wednesday and then APRS Thursday. Those were both really fun events, and I hope you guys participated. And then we drove out to Springtown, Texas, met up with Robert, the digital rancher, and he did some satellite passes for us. We did one satellite pass. We talked about satellite equipment, talked about the rig that he used, talked about the station that he's building, and that was a really fun event as well. And then yesterday, I drove out to Main Trading Company. Talked with them out there, did a small, quick visit of their shop. Did some APRS while I was out there. Did some 2 meter simplex on the road during that trip. So I've been trying to incorporate APRS, simplex, FM simplex, WinLink, maybe some sideband into these videos that are about other topics inside of ham radio. And I've been doing some HF mobile on days with road trips as well. So that has been the 30-day series for 30 days of ham radio. This is a great example right here. Came out here to do the final leg of this video, and I got from KI5 GSR. Who else has a case of the Mondays? Again, this radio is not beaconing right now. It is just monitoring APRS. So I've got beacon set is off, but I've got APRS is on. So it's receiving messages just like it would if I was beaconing, which is nice because I'm not sharing my position, but I'm able to receive these messages. So I'm going to reply to this real quick. So one of the main focuses we were doing during this event was to support the ARRL Teachers Institute, and I got my final update. Now, this will not be, again, recording these videos. I started out recording these videos 4 or 5 days in advance, and just over the course of time, we've kind of lost a little bit of lead time on that. So right now, I'm recording this video about 2 days before it will air. So these numbers hopefully will come up. The ARRL.org/30-day website will stay up for a while. It'll stay up through at least this coming Sunday when we do our live stream with Steve Goodgame. But as of last night, okay, our total donations were up to $7,886. That's a great day. We had a total of $835 donated yesterday from 7 new donors. I had a gentleman email me last night, and he's like, hey,
I saw your video. How much are you short? He said, you didn't make your goal. What's your goal and how much are you short? And I'm like, well, our goal was $30,000 and I'm at like 7 right now. And he replied back, he goes, oh, well, I can't do that. Sorry. And I was like, dude, I don't blame you. I wouldn't be able to do that either. So, we'll see. But, yeah, but he did make a $500 donation, he said. So thank you for that. Really appreciate that. Notes from donors last night. In memory of W3SMF. In memory of K3MTT. In memory of my wife, my beloved wife, Colleen. In memory of Bucky Boya, Ka2ORM. In memory of my father, Marion Kempisky. Sorry about that. Marion Kempisky. In memory of all the victims of Hurricane Helene, and to the first responders and ham radio operators that aided in those during this tragedy. We did some videos about that post-Hurricane Helene, and that was ham radio operators really stepped up during that time. In memory of we are 3 ham brothers, Tom, KB8DXN, Joe, KA9, MIX, and Doug, N5TZZ. So they just put that note in there, those 3 guys. In honor of all hams everywhere. Okay. In honor of Jason for all the effort and hard work this month from the Guam Marianas Amateur Radio Club. Guam Marianas Amateur Radio Club down there in Guam. Thank you, guys. Thanks a lot for being out there. In memory of William Barton Jr. from his son, William Barton III, K7BGB. And a special note to me was included, they put. Jason, a lot of the time, hard work goes unappreciated. However, not all efforts are thankless. From all of us down here in Guam, those guys again, thank you for what you do for the hobby. 73 from AH2G. Hey guys, thanks a lot. I appreciate you guys watching from Guam. That's really cool. That's really fun to see people watching outside of anywhere outside the United States, but especially U.S. territories like that. So thank you for watching from Guam, and hope to work you guys on the air sometime. I will be donating myself. In fact, I need to put however many subscribers I got. We started out with about 191,550 subscribers. I have the exact number written down, but it's somewhere in that neck of the woods. And today we are at 192,249. So we've gone up roughly 700 subscribers over the last, maybe 750 over the course of the last month, which is really kind of low. That's really low. Most months I'll do, I don't know, 1,500, 2,000. There's been months where I've done 3,000 or 4,000 subscribers in a month. There's been months where I've only done 500 subscribers in a month. It's very ebbs and flows, and it very much depends on the season. I was hoping to get a little bit more engagement this month just from this, because I'm donating a dime for every new subscriber I get. So right now that's only about $70. And I'm donating $100 per video that reaches 10,000 views, which right now is only about 3 of them. But I mentioned earlier in the video that there's 3 or 4 videos that are around that 9,500 mark, 9,000 and 9,500 mark. So they need less than 1,000 more views to reach that 10,000 mark. And also a gentleman emailed me about halfway through the series and says, hey, whatever donation you make, I will match. So if I donate, right now it's looking like $370, which is not much at all, not nearly what I was wanting to donate. If I donate $370, then he's going to match my donation. So if you guys go out there and watch the videos, get a few more of them to 10,000 views, subscribe to the channel, get a few more subscribers, then my donation goes up and his matching donation goes up. Once again, this has been a very fun effort. I've very much enjoyed this. I learned a lot of stuff. I learned about what you guys want to see. I learned about stuff that I thought I would enjoy, but didn't think I would enjoy it nearly as much as I did. And had a lot of fun with several different new things that I've tried inside of this series. And I'm looking forward to the next series, probably sometime next year. But 73 guys, thank you for watching. Please do use all the links in the description below. Amazon links, the Baofeng Tech, that's been the most popular link used. The Baofeng Tech, where you can save 10% off of that radio. I'll put those details in the description below as well. Check out all the links in the description. Donate to ARRL, ARRL.org/30 days. And we will see you in October in a normal video, and then hopefully at the Belton Ham Fest this weekend. 73.